What's up, ACL Nation? We just got done with an open event this past weekend down in Jacksonville, Florida. We're going to recap all of those results as well as welcome the champion from the 2021 ACL kickoff battle, none other than Double D. Daymon Dennis will join us on the show. This is the ACL Throwdown. Yes, I cannot wait for my conversation with ACL Pro and champion from the kickoff battle, Mr. Daymon Dennis. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes. We have got to recap ACL Open number 5 down in Jacksonville, Florida this past weekend. 512 players from across the country all flocking to Jacksonville to compete for those open points, those ever valuable points, trying to attempt to qualify for that ACL Pro Division next season. So we had plenty of pro talent as well as some aspiring prospects getting their way through the ranks. Let's go over the results and see who finished where. Starting with senior singles, Hasib Habiban continues his streak in senior singles. He won that at the kickoff battle in Florida, and now he wins again at the Open in Jacksonville. He takes down Bruce Lalonde in the finals to get the win there. Off to women's doubles, and Kaylee Hunter, ACL Pro, gets her first women's doubles win alongside air holet Bella Isabella Surprenant out of the Southwest Conference. This Isabella is someone that I've been hearing all about, a top prospect, if you will, for that ACL Pro Division next season. So I've been keeping an eye on her, a top female talent aspiring through the ranks, gets a win alongside Kaylee Hunter, and as I said, her first win. They take down April Chismark and Lori Dool, kind of defending their home turf in Florida in the Southeast Conference. So congratulations to you ladies for the strong finish. Moving on, again, we have Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So everybody was placed into a rounders qualification, and based on your finish, in rounders, you were seeded into Tier 1, 2, 3, or 4. So in Tier 4 doubles, we'll start with doubles. We had Melissa Morrison and Brett Rowan take down Billy Sells and Rhonda Malone in that Tier 4, bottom tier doubles finish. Moving on to Tier 3 doubles, James Hill and Chris Burrell having a little bit of a rough start in rounders, but they able to redeem themselves. They take down the Tier 3 doubles bracket, and they take down Ronald Ellison and Josh Hunsaker in the finals. So a win there for Hill and Burrell. Moving on to Tier 2 doubles, again, Rosie and Davis Streaker trying to defend their home turf, not able to qualify for that top tier out of rounders, but they drop down into that Tier 2. They get the win. They take down Daniel and Daryl Bizier in the finals of Tier 2. And, what everybody's trying to do is qualify for that Tier 1, that top tier. We had Jamie Graham and Eric Davis take down Dalton McClem and Kyle Malone. Kyle Malone and Dalton McClem get all the way into the finals undefeated, but get double dipped by Graham and Davis. Allen and Alex Rawls take down the third place spot. Noah Wooten and Matthew Sorrells take fourth, and then Hasib Habibpan and Mike Ferreira, as well as John Kitchen and Nick Leeper, take down fifth place in doubles at the Jacksonville Open. So congratulations to Jamie Graham and Eric Davis getting a doubles win down in Jacksonville. Moving on to some singles. So singles Tier 4. Again, we have two different brackets. So the winners of each bracket, we had Randy Papeska. He gets the win in singles Tier 4A. And then Zach Long gets singles Tier 4B in the finals there. For singles Tier 3, we had Rodney Walden get the singles 3A. Rodney Walden in 3A. Josh Hunsaker in 3B. So Hunsaker right there making the finals in both divisions. Moving on to Tier 2. Tier 2, Rosie Streaker and Jason Frady both get bracket wins in Tier 2 singles. Rosie Streaker then goes on to win the head-to-head match to take down the Tier 2 singles win. And then the big one, the Tier 1, the top tier, Alex Rawls, not an ACL pro, but an aspiring ACL pro, pretty much all but solidifies his position as an ACL pro next season based on open standings. He takes down Jamie Graham in the finals. Noah Wooten and Dalton McClem both finishing tied for third place, coming second in their bracket. Moving on down then to Timothy Pitcher and Jaime Sanchez, both finishing third in their bracket each to round out that top 6 overall in Jacksonville singles. So plenty of top talent, a lot of great ACL pro talent down there, but also a lot of aspiring ACL pro talent, people that will be coming up in the ranks in future seasons. It was a great event. If you want to watch or rewatch any of the live action, you can go to the ACL Digital Network, download the ACL Cornhole app, or go to watch.iplayacl.com. Click on the ACL Digital Network broadcast. Actually, click on the ACL Director broadcast channel about 3/4 of the way down the screen, and you're going to see all 3 live feeds: ACL Open Day 1, ACL Open Day 2, and ACL Open Day 3. You can rewatch. There's over 10 hours of coverage there, so you can watch to your heart's desire all of that open action from this past weekend. Let's get to my conversation with ACL pro Daymon Dennis and see if he's still riding the high of that early February win and what his plans are and his goals are for the remainder of this ACL pro season. ACL Nation, I got the champ from the 2021 ACL kickoff battle, Double D, Daymon Dennis. Daymon, man, how's it feeling? I'd being a champ, winning a big national.
Well, I always kind of imagined it'd feel pretty good, and I was right about that. It feels good. Sometimes it's kind of hard to believe, it's one of those things you strive for, and it's out there kind of within reach, but you just don't know where you're ever going to be able to grab it and bring it home. So, yeah, it feels good. It sure does.
That's awesome. I bet. Absolutely. So any celebration? Did we do any big outings to celebrate the big win?
Yeah, actually, I took the kids and grandkids all out to eat, and the people that knows me that knows that's probably a celebration.
Yeah. I can absolutely believe that. Any outing, certainly a celebration there. So, yeah. Let's dive in a little bit into the tournament. Kind of rewind a little bit, going back to singles. You played early in the tournament. You played against Brevin Valdivia, and he got you. He gave you your only loss on the day. So, when you got knocked into the losers bracket, was there any mental change that you made, anything that you decided you were going to do differently, or any modifications to your strategy for the rest of the day? Because whatever you did worked.
Yeah. Braven, he's a really good player. I mean, I actually was pretty satisfied the way I played him. He was just making some, what I would say is incredible shots. I mean, he got a few bags off the side that I didn't expect him to do. And I believe I give up one big number on him that kind of got him up and going. And he never did look back. And, I didn't change anything because I felt like I was playing pretty good. And I thought, well, there is just no sense in looking ahead. Just take it one game at a time. And then I have to admit, about 3 or 4 games out, I thought, well, maybe I ought to look ahead a little bit
here. Start feeling a little bit momentum.
Yeah, I sure did, Trey. I thought, could it really be that maybe I might be able to finish this thing up? And when it's coming up to where I seen Cameron Belvin win the winners bracket and beat Braven, I thought, boy, I don't know about all this, because there was two, as far as I'm concerned, two top-notch players there, and I hadn't ever met him before. If I had forgot, but he sure impressed me. I thought, my gosh, how these youngsters, they're coming from every direction,
Yeah,
and he proved himself to me by the way he handled playing and the way he plays. And then Cameron, of course, she's been around for ages. She ain't very old, but she's still been around a long time.
Absolutely.
And she's very capable of beating anybody in the league. I knew that going in. I had played her before a couple of times at two different spots, and I know that she was very capable of beating me. And I wasn't sure that I could, even win the first one, much less win the second one, but it worked out anyways. But my hat goes off to both of them players and everybody that plays cornhole. It's just it's a game that we play, a game that we enjoy playing, and I just like to see everybody, kind of get a piece of the pie once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, no one better to get it than you for the first time. So I think that was really special, a really cool win to see. So I do have to ask though, you played 15 games in singles. Okay. You are a seasoned veteran in the sport of cornhole, I will say, but you got to tell, you had to have been exhausted. I mean, you had to have been just worn out at the end of the day.
I think actually I was probably a little more wore out than I thought it was, because even in the interview, my back got giving out on me, hurting a little bit. Nothing serious. I mean, I don't have any problems like that. But, I could tell I was tired, but I was just running on, I guess it's just running on pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Thinking, man, just give me another game. Just give me one more. I'm getting pretty close here. Just give me one more victory. And when I made the Final Four, it kind of like I went, man, I can't hardly believe I made it this time. But I did, And Tyler Portress is a great young man. He's always been. He's kind of a young man that I look up to, because he plays the game extremely competitive, and he's aiming to give you everything he's got. But when it's over, he will make you feel like a winner, if you happen to win. And, I hope that's the way I make people feel. I hope if I'm playing somebody and they beat me, I hope I make them feel like a winner instead of, the other things that go on during the process.
Absolutely. It was really a legendary day when I think about it, to just think how well you went through that bracket and what you did. So when you look at this win, right? So let's go a little bit through your accolades for those that may not be as familiar. You and Philip win the first ever ACL championship in doubles way back in 2016.
Yes.
Not really long ago, but
long ago.
You also had you two teamed up in 2019 to get a national win in doubles. You guys got that in St. Louis. And then obviously people got to be familiar with the dominant run that you've had in seniors, both in senior singles and senior doubles for the past, 4 years, 5 years. And so I guess my question is, where does this win rank amongst all of those other great accolades that you have?
Well, the senior part of the game is hard. People really don't. I don't think people really give it the respect. Hob Seed, he managed to fight me off and done a great job at it. He's always been a competitor and a great cornhole player. And he's not the only one. You got Rocky. You got all these people that are seniors and they play so good. But I would never put it in the same class as winning a pro national. I did make the Final Four in the singles world championship when James Baldwin beat me out that year, and he won it. That was probably the one that I looked toward as far as singles being the best finish that I've done in the ACL before this. But this, no doubt, is and the way I look at it is the best that a man can hope for besides a world championship. I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
Yeah. So when you look forward to the rest of this season, is that kind of, does that turn into the goal now that you've had this one win? I mean, do the expectations, do the goals get even bigger and higher? I mean, is that the ultimate goal now, is to get that world championship?
Oh, no doubt. That's always the goal, ain't it? But
yeah.
As far as expecting to pull that off, I probably got it on the same level as expecting to pull off a national, and it's not that I don't think, I think that me and probably 150 more or 200 more pros are capable of doing the same thing, but that's where the trouble lies. You got so many, you got so many people that are capable, and then also I believe you got some favorites out there that is just a little bit above the rest of us, you might say. There's about 3 or 4 of them out there, and 2 of them especially that comes to my mind. I think Matt Guy's probably always going to be there, and Jamie Graham, and then you can run Ryan Winslow, and you can just keep, you can name 3 or 4, and these young guys like Noah Wooten, he's they just impress me. I mean, people say, "Can you do that rollover shot?"
Yeah.
I mean, why would I want to mess with that rollover shot? Instead of telling them no, I'll just say, I don't want to mess with that.
We talked on the broadcast. I said this on the broadcast. You don't have a roll shot. You don't have all these fancy shots, but you got that little shot sometimes. If someone else has got a bag like on the left side of the hole and you need to get around it, you got this little, it's not really a cut shot. It's kind of like I'm going to land it here, and it's just going to kind of drift its way over the other direction and in. You got that little shot. So I see you working on some interesting shots there. You're not just a slide and airmail type of guy. You got a little bit under the sleeve.
I think these days, you've got to have some things that work for you. And, the quicker you figure out what you can and can't do on them boards, and then I believe you're just that much better off. And, hey, there's no way that my shoulder, my arm, even if I could throw the back hard enough to do them rollover shots and all that stuff these young fellows and ladies does, I couldn't last doing it. I mean, they'd wheel me out of there in a wheelchair somewhere and call 911 or something if I had to throw like that. But it's an enjoyable game. I think that even though I hate seeing them do that shot on me, I think it's brought a new turn to the game. I think it's helped the game some. I still don't like it.
When it's against you, right? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Daymon, congratulations again. A historic win, a legendary win, one certainly that we will not soon forget. We appreciate everything that you do for the game, and we appreciate you taking some time to chat with me this week. So thank you. And even though you don't need much of it, I'll say good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'd like to show these new bags off. Got in the mail from All Cornhole.
There you go.
One of the main sponsors in AAR, and then Hayden Bridge and Eaton Asphalt. without them, it'd be much harder to play the game. They sure take a lot of the pressure off, and I am glad to have each and every one of them as a sponsor. Thank you very much, Trey, for having me. Hopefully, maybe another 5, 10 years, I might get lucky again, and you have me back on. How's that sound?
Deal. I'll save a spot for you, Daymon. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Double D Daymon Dennis, always a pleasure, a great representative of the sport, and I can't do anything but wish him the most of luck because we just love rooting for good old Daymon Dennis here on the ACL Throwdown. We just had an open event this past weekend. The next one is sold out in Fredericksburg, Virginia, so I'm encouraging you, if you are wanting to get to any of these open events, make sure you upgrade your membership to the platinum level. Only $100 a year. You can go to app.iplayacl.com, log in, go to my account, and upgrade your membership to that platinum level. You also get a year's worth or a season's worth of ACL Digital Network access along with your platinum membership. So get that signed up and get priority registration. That's the biggest thing. Priority registration for ACL Open events comes with a platinum membership. So if you missed out on an open so far and you were trying to get to one, that is the best way to do it. That is all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been your host, Trey Ryder. We'll see you guys next week.